Very good morning to all. So today we are going to start our new module 5, data processing in Python. So actually, what do you mean by data processing? So generally speaking, data processing means it consists of gathering data, and we can manipulate the data elements and based on some criteria, based on some conditions, and then we can return into useful and potentially valuable information. So first of all, we have to collect or we have to gather all the data, and then we have to process or manipulate the data based on some conditions or criteria. And then next phase is like we have to uh, you have to return the data by useful and potentially valuable information. So there will be various types of encoding schemes used to processing the data, such as XML, JSON, CSV, HTML, etc. So in this module, we will be discussing these all steps all together. So let's move on. So I will just explain the contents of this module briefly. So first part will be like the OS and sys modules. Then we will be discussing some commands relating these modules to handle some actions. And next one is NumPy, numerical Python. So this will be discussing these whole steps: creating arrays, arithmetic operation, slicing, matrix operation, and random numbers generation. The next is plotting and visualization. Then matplotlib. So using this application of this library, we can do some particular things on data. So we will discuss how these steps will work. The next is working with CSV files. Then pandas. Then introduction to microservices using Flask. Moving on to the next slide, the OS and sys module. So actually these two are some two are some Python inbuilt modules, and the OS module is it's a part of the standard library in Python 3. So we have to, while we use the class or methods using these modules, we have to import this particular module into our program. And the OS module actually provide the functions for creating and like managing the directory or the folder structures, fetching its content, and changing and identify the current directory, copy the contents from one location to another location, etc. Okay, so these are some methods used in this OS module. So first of all, you have to import the OS module, like import OS. Then the first method is get CWD. So CWD means current working directory. So it will return the currently in which directory we have been working, and the particular path, the entire path will be returned. So you can see this example over here. So here we have import OS, then we are checking like os.get CWD, then the output will be like this. We are working in this particular folder, and the entire path is shown as output. The next one is mkdir. To make a new directory, we will be using the method mkdir, and we have to pass the new folder like the directory name to this particular method. So os.mkdir of new fold means it will create or it will make a directory or folder with the name new folder. So you can see this output over here. So here is a new folder has been created, and the name is as same as shown in this. Okay, the next function is rename. Rename means to change the name or rename a particular directory. So you can see the syntax over here: os.rename of new fold comma old fold. Means this is the new folder name. This is the existing folder name, and we have to change this folder name to this one. So first of all, it will locate the folder with having this new fold name, and it will be changed to old folder, the name mentioned as the second parameter. So that is the function that is the use of rename function. So these all functions are invoked by using os.getCWD. We have to mention the module name here also. So OS dot method name here also. Please note it down. Then moving to next slide, we can see that chdir means we have to change the current directory. So import os.chdr means change the current directory to this particular location. Then we are checking OS gets current work directory, I mean CWD. So it will show the same path mentioned over here. Then next is change CWD to parent. I mean parent or root folder. So here you can see that os.chdr, this is the path, and we are printing this. I mean we have to just want to know the current working directory. So we have called like os.getCWD, then it shown the same name mentions or path mentioned over here. Then we are just changing the directory to its parent folder, I mean os.chdr double dot. So it will point to this, its parent means this one. Okay, so while we print this method like os.getCWD, it is shown like the root folder only. Okay. The next, removing a directory. So for remove or for delete a particular directory, we'll be using the rmdir function. So it will be used like this: import os.getCWD. So this is the current working directory. Then os.rmdir means dir this path. So it will be deleting this current directory. And okay, so this is there will be an error, right? You can see this error, permission error, win error 32. The process cannot access the file because it is means that here we are inside this. You are working inside this MyPython project folder, and we are trying to remove the same folder at the same time. So it is not possible. So we have to, first of all, we have to locate our current working directory to this parent directory. Then only we can remove this particular folder. So first of all, we have to move to this parent directory. So we will be using like chdir double dot. So it will pointing to this C drive only. I mean this our current working area will be outside this folder. Then we can remove this folder by calling the rmdir function. So this particular folder with name MyPython project will be deleted. Hope you got the point. The next is list files and subdirectories. So if you want to see the files inside a particular folder, you can use this function os.listdir. So it will list within the parenthesis. You can say this parameter, I mean a path C. Inside the C drive there will be a folder name Python 37. So you can see the entire files, the entire things inside this particular folder. So the output will be like this. So what are things you have you are having in this folder, it will show in this output. Okay, so the listdir function returns the list of all files and directories in the specified directory. Then os.name. So actually this os.name means it gives the name of the operating system dependent module imported. So if we have imported some particular module, we can I mean we can retrieve the name of that particular module depend on which operating systems. Okay, so these are the currently name that have been registered: POSIX, NT, OS2, CE, Java, and RESPOS. So these are the OS name dependent on particular modules. The next one is os.error. So error, all function in this module raises OS error in the case of invalid or inaccessible file names and paths, or other arguments that have the correct type but are not accepted by the operating system. So if there are any incompatibilities or mismatching in this processing, or is there any cases related to this particular operating system, it will generate a OS error. It is an built-in OS error exception. So it will generate if unusual things have been happened.